Today's edition of Prime Flash in the Northwest region, where a troubling shortage in gas has hit Bamenda chief town of the region as tanks have reportedly gone dry. Our Northwest correspondent Charles Kebwa visited some filling stations in Bamenda and put together this report.
Gasoline filling stations within the city of Abakwa tanks have gone dry, with many car owners pouring into filling stations to get gas.
Kept by customers. Because it has been 1 week that there is no fuel, so we had information that fuel is supposed to come today. So that's why there are all these problems here. So they are expecting the fuel, so we are waiting. We don't know if it will come home.
While other gasoline car owners are crisscrossing the city, with others carrying containers from one part of the town to get diesel fuel, feed the tank of their vehicles in order to be able to circulate.
It's very, very serious. But some of the taxis that are using gas are now forced to park down. The last Sunday, the police at Veterinary Junction, there was gas there, but it caused traffic. The whole town was crowded. There was traffic at that Veterinary Junction because of the gas scarcity.
The Northwest Petroleum and Dealers Association President, Dr. Nkwenti Ignatius Ndefru, who doubles as a retired diplomat, why the shortage?
It's not only in the Northwest, it is in the whole world. The war in Ukraine has created economic hardship on all nations, especially the European nations, and worse, the African nations. Because the war has brought hardship.
A situation the Northwest Petroleum and Dealers Association President Regret told My Media Prime TV after a series of intervention get fuel gas, they were informed this Tuesday, 9th August, will be supplied as they keep hoping.
Informed that we will have fuel today, Tuesday, the 9th. So we are expecting. We are hoping and praying that it should come to relieve the population from this suffering. It has crippled the economy. You know, the tippers cannot move. The agency trucks cannot move. So people cannot move. If people cannot circulate, the economy cannot move. So we are praying that the government should do fast, very quick, so that this problem should be solved.
Given there is no substitute for fuel, the people just have to suffer and wait.
I don't even really know what is going on concerning this gas oil. So we are begging for the government that maybe it can see into the problem. Because we in Bamenda here, we are in crisis. We are suffering. So when there's no gas oil like that, people live a way that they can manage to earn a living.
At press time, there is no sign as to whether the situation of limited gas oil in Bamenda will be addressed or fixed anytime soon.
Today's sad one, a 5-year-old boy identified as Chris, has died after being swept away by a runoff in Bamengu, a locality in the west region of Cameroon. The child was taken away by the water while he was playing in the rains with his sister. His remains were seen yesterday morning by neighbors after a search operation. Family of little Chris has remained inconsolable following his sudden death. On another sad one, 4 persons have lost their lives in a tragic accident along the Kutaba-Fumbot Highway in the west region of Cameroon. The accident occurred at about 10 p.m. breaking Tuesday, August 9, 2022. According to reports, a taxi ran into a truck which had a breakdown months ago and was parked by the roadside. The 3 persons in the taxi died on the spot, including the driver. Away from bad news, the first semester conference of regional governors ended yesterday in Yaoundé with a call for peace and order in this period of inflation. Chaired by the Minister of Territorial Administration, Paul Athenganji, the administrators for 2 days examined the social, political, economic and security challenges plaguing the nation. Nicole Tako with details.
The first conference of regional governors for 2022 opened in Yaoundé under the theme Administrative Authorities and Security Challenges in Times of Socio-Economic Constraints. At the ceremony, The Minister of Territorial Administration, Atangaji Paul, presided at a conference and reinforced synergy between administrative authorities and the forces of law and order as a means to track down terrorists disturbing the peace of the population.
A meeting to evaluate the global situation of the country. We have security challenges, we have socio-economic challenges, and we have other inflation. We can talk about the expensive nature of goods and things like that. So, but most often, we dwell on security issues because we have to provide a conducive environment for people to carry on the activities. And I think that the first important aspect of our duty is to protect people and their properties. So when the governors come like this, they give a comprehensive report on what is happening on the field, and that is why we also invite the Secretary of State at the Gendarmerie in charge of at the Defense in charge of Gendarmerie, and the Delegate General for National Security, who come and complement, who come and also give us a clear picture of the security challenges in the country.
The governors are expected to return with a roadmap that will enable them handle difficult situations in their regions.
So we do a thorough evaluation of all the challenges. Then when the governors are going back, they have a roadmap. And with the roadmap, they know exactly what they have to do when they go back to their different regions. By the time we finish our deliberations, we send a comprehensive report to the head of state. We have not yet concluded. By tomorrow, when the governors would have tabled all their reports, then we will know exactly the clear picture of the country, security-wise, economic-wise, and social-wise. And then we will know exactly how to instruct our collaborators following the directives from the head of state.
The Minister of Territorial Administrations therefore calls on the collaboration of the population in order to maintain peace and order in the country.
The most important thing is that we have to reinforce the state of law, reinforce this aspect of protecting people and their property, and also respect, bring people together for them to understand the necessity to work in close collaboration with the local administrative authorities. It's a synergy. You need on one hand the population, we have the local administrative authorities, we have the force of law and order. So we have to bring them together for one main objective, which is peace, unity and progress.
The second phase of the deliberation will take place still in Yaoundé with a communication from the Minister of Trade on measures taken or planned to curb inflation and the Minister of Public Health on implementation on the National Multi-Sector Plan to combat fake drugs and illicit trafficking.
Commuters using the Lum Tole Road in Mungo Division of the Lithowa region of Cameroon are decrying the poor state of roads, saying it is affecting their economic activities. The users say the muddy road has made accessibility near impossible, with some cars unable to move. The poor state of the road has been partly blamed on heavy-duty trucks, which is hindering the transportation of farm products to the market. Note that this area produced large quantity of cocoa, palm oil, egusi and timber, and due to the poor road transportation of the products are delayed. Now, stationary traders at Nkor-Biteng, a local market in Kribi, have launched a series of complaints against street vendors for not paying taxes as they do yet carry out their activities hitch-free. Dolingande with details in this report.
The modern Nkor-Biteng market in the south seaside city of Kribi has been the seat of anarchy and incivility for several years now, as street vendors with wheelbarrows roam without a fixed destination, obstructing the flow of business for some stationary traders who, on the other hand, pay shade rentals to the urban council. But no one thought this could be provocative until now.
We that we have shop, we pay taxes to the council. But those who are selling inside the wheelbarrow, they pay nothing. We see them selling all over. What we are selling here in the shop, they are selling. Sometimes they used to come and park here in front of me. I'll even fight with them because I'm driving them away. that I'm paying tax and I'm paying council and nothing. They are paying nothing except they are 100 or 150 francs to the council. That is the only thing they pay. And they allow them to sell, and they say cheaper than us. What we used to buy in Douala for 500, they come here and sell for 500 also. I doubt where they are buying their own goods. They are selling very cheap. Or it's because they don't pay tax like us, I don't understand. So it disturbs us a lot. We have great problem for it. That is why the former Dio that went, he didn't want to see any wheelbarrow string inside the market, because he knows that the wheelbarrow, they are disturbing us, the traders, and those who have shop like us. So we are having difficulties to sell because of those wheelbarrow. Many people prefer to buy inside the wheelbarrow than to come and buy from us because they are selling cheap.
Besides the unfair competition that comes into play, circulation between traders and clients is also relatively impossible, as the consequence turns to suffocate the stationary traders.
They don't follow the rules and regulation of marketing and the rest, so they sell at any rate because they don't have anything to lose. While we are living under pressure of taxes to sustain the government forum and the finance. So at that case now, at times when we put our own goods, maybe something that we have to sell even for 1,000 francs to get about 100 francs, they'll put that same good for even 900 francs because they don't have anything to spend at the end of the day. We meet up with our daily taxes, so it's very, very a little bit difficult for us.
Meantime, local administrative authorities are yet to respond to the market situation as it continues to favor these hawkers and barrow pushers who seem to be using market space with tax evasion.
Workers of the Cameroon Development Corporation (CDC), in a note addressed to the Prime Minister, are planning a strike action to denounce non-payment of salaries for over 28 months. They say if nothing is done, they will go on strike from September 1, 2022. Kathleen Kongwe completes the story.
Proud to the 2022-2023 academic year, workers of the Cameroon Development Corporation (CDC) have addressed a letter to the Prime Minister Joseph Tiongote, pleading for a change in their financial status. They complain of becoming laughing object to many Cameroonians as they can't even afford common basic necessities for their families due to over 28 months of unpaid wages. Unhappy with the present financial stand, these workers warn of an imminent strike starting on September 1st, 2022, if immediate action is not taken, as they say their patients have run out and they need their money for their children to go back to school. Since the outbreak of the socio-political crisis in the northwest and southwest regions of Cameroon, CDC workers have been badly hit, as many have been killed and others forced to stop work due to separatist threats. Meanwhile, management is struggling to revive activities and keep the enterprise running, and turnover has greatly increased from 3 billion francs CFA in 2019 to 8 billion francs CFA in 2020 and 15 billion francs CFA in 2021. It is therefore difficult to comprehend why the workers are not being paid when they are the engine driving the corporation's growth.
At least 200 Cameroonians have died after the over 10,000 confirmed cholera cases in the country. The announcement was made by Public Health Minister Dr. Manawuda Malachi, as Cynthia Azano tells us.
The cholera disease is active in 5 of the 10 regions of the country, which include the center, east, littoral, west and southwest regions of the country, according to the Minister of Public Health, Dr. Manawuda Malachi. Cameroon has been facing a new outbreak of cholera since the 21st of October 2021. A previous report on the 20th of July 2022 showed 9,970 cases with over 197 deaths, while 8,810 cases were confirmed a month ago, including 164 deaths. The government, in a multidisciplinary approach, has taken a series of actions to prevent and combat cholera, reducing mortality, and protect the population and health personnel against this disease. These actions include surveillance, improvement of water supply, sanitation and hygiene, development of living spaces, social mobilization, treatment of the disease, and administration of the oral cholera vaccine.
Despite the response, the number of cases and deaths continues to rise as efforts are hampered by upstream constraints related to the quality of hygiene and limited access to safe water and sanitation. The government plans to organize further vaccination campaign to contain the epidemic.
And news out of Cameroon, Kenyans yesterday voted for a new president against a backdrop of economic hardship and growing disenchantment with the political elite, with voting largely peaceful but producing low turnout in some areas. The country is hoping for an orderly transition of power after almost a decade under two-term President Uhuru Kenyatta, but concerns about vote rigging after post-election disputes triggered deadly unrest. Polls were due to close by 5 p.m., with some stations reporting sparse turnout as they shut their doors. Now, U.S. Secretary of State Anthony Blinken met Tuesday with Congolese leader Felix Tshisekedi at the Kinshasa Presidential Palace as part of his three-nation African tour. The question of strategic partnership between the Democratic Republic of Congo and the United States will be discussed during the meeting. The visit comes against a backdrop of series of problems rocking the country as increased insecurity in the Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo has sparked deadly protest against the United Nations peacekeeping force as security worsens despite a year of emergency operations by the armies of Congo and Uganda. This concludes today's edition of Prime Flash on My Media Prime Television, compiled and produced by Elvis, Modika. My name is Fon Quinter. Developments of this and more be yours at exactly 6:30 p.m. with Eileen Samatil. Then have a blessed day in the company of more programs on the African Eye. Goodbye.